Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. My name is Nat, and I'm here for you. I am here for you through thick and thin to try to cheer you up and help you find those keys to the door that will unlock your happiness. And one key is my book will help you find your happiness. I promise. There's something in there for you. 31 chapters of all kinds of different stuff. It's called The Positive Perspective. Grab yours today on Amazon, or you can get it from my website, bepositivepodcast.com. Click on the merch tab. One of those tabs will take you to the book, and you can get a personalized copy too. When you get that, you will get a bunch of extra goodies just because I'm in a good mood usually. Don't forget about the text line, 304-506-3332. That's how we stay in touch. That's how you tell me what you want to hear or show me what's going on in your life, and I love seeing that. All right, I don't have a lot to lead into this show, but for some odd reason, I feel the need to do this show. Now, most of the time, the shows that I do are positive shows. They're always trying to uplift you, helping you find those keys to your happiness. But this show is going to be a little bit different. And if you're looking for something 100% positive and reassuring, you might want to turn this show off. But this show is called What If? What if? How many times in your life have you said, what if, fill in the blank? What if I did this? What if I took this job? What if I married this person? What if I made a different decision at this point in my life? What if? What would have happened? Well, this isn't about any of those what ifs. It's about one that's much bigger that we all need to really start paying attention to. And it's the lack of love in the world. We are slowly and systematically being divided. We are being put against each other. We are defensive against each other. People don't like people anymore. People don't even talk to people anymore. We're so isolated in our electronics that we don't even really know what's going on in the world. Most people don't even have a clue or don't even care. They just want to wake up and do their thing and live their life the way they want to live it, and that's it. No immediate goals, no future goals. Just let's get through the day. Let's pay our bills. Let's punch in and punch out and go home and do it again and run on this hamster wheel of life and just exist. But what if there's more? Now, if you know me or you've been listening to the show, you know I like to talk about a lot of different things. Anything from extraterrestrials to superior beings to infinite intelligence to stuff. I always steer away from politics and religion because those are very personal to people. And my opinion doesn't matter on that stuff. But today's show is about what if things aren't as they seem. And I'm not just talking with someone you met, someone in your household, somebody at work. I'm talking about humanity. The whole thing, the whole big picture, the whole reason for our existence. Now, I read a lot. I watch a lot of videos about different things. I try to do my research on get a nice objective opinion on everything that I can. And some things that I've been seeing lately are leaning more towards spiritual awakening, leaning towards living from the heart and acting from love. And the people call it the awakening, they call it the new world, they call it whatever you want to call it. There's a global shift that is happening. Whether you want to believe it or not, there's a global shift that is happening. And let me tell you why I think that is. First of all, the first thing that I see that has been happening, and I've been around this world quite a few years, and I've seen it when it was the good old days. But you're seeing division amongst people. And when questioned about why people are divided, the answers to me don't hold water. The reason certain people dislike other people, whether it's race, whether it's sexual orientation, whether it's political, whatever it is, there's a division that's growing, and it's so much more than it's ever been in my existence, and it seems to be getting worse at a catastrophic rate. We're being subdivided based on religion, based on race, based on sex, based on you name it, anything that we can divide ourselves with is happening. So our strength in numbers is dwindling against all odds here. So what am I saying? I'm saying that we're setting ourselves up for failure, and we're blindly heading into a world that I don't want to live in, man. I don't want to see my kids grow up in a world that's falling apart, that is dangerous, that is divided, that is based on negativity. And it's happening. It's happening. And there's so much going on that we don't even understand. And there's so much about ourselves that has been hidden from us over the years, over the decades, that you'd be astonished to learn what we're capable of. We've forgotten so much of who we are, of what we can be, of the power that lies within. It's been washed away. It's been manipulated in such a way that we don't believe in ourselves enough to realize that we have the power, that you're not living in a world, in this physical world that you're in doesn't create who you are. Your world is created from the inside out. And the more people realize and start living from the heart and generating that energy, that wavelength of love and positivity, once it's starting to resonate a little bit, but it's not fast enough. It is picking up the pace. More people realizing that if we don't get it together, it's going to be over. That if we don't start pulling together and not looking at this meat suit that we live in, and start looking at the soul and the heart of each other, and realize that we are all one. We come from the same thing. We all come from energy, from a collective consciousness. And when you listen to people who have had near-death experiences or who have died and come back, a lot of them are speaking of the same types of things. Seeing themselves out of their body. They get out of their body. They instantly start realizing that they don't feel pain. They don't feel emotion. All they feel is love. And they go into a light, and they go into what some people call heaven. And it can be a second. It could be 500 years. There's no concept of time, because time is created by humans to just to keep us on track, to know that's okay. Here's the time. Here's our physical existence. You have this much time. It's not real. We make it up. That's a whole nother show. But these people that have had these near-death experiences, that go into the light, like you say, and see loved ones and experience things and realize that they have all knowledge. They know everything, and everything is happening at the same time. It's simultaneous. There's no sense of time. And it's hard to explain, but that's what they say. And a lot of them come back and talk about it. And it's not just a bump on the head, hallucinations. It's too consistent across too many thousands and thousands of people to be a bump on the head causes hallucinations that makes you see God. Okay? It's just not so. It's not an illusion. It's not fake. It's being covered up. Because when we start to realize how much power we actually have in our heart, in our soul of souls, and start realizing that when we start connecting with other people with the same mindset, The love multiplies, the energy multiplies, the power multiplies, the synchronicity starts getting off the charts. So what humanity wants to do, the people in power, now I'm not being a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not saying who the people are in power, but whoever, because there's people that are making more money than you and me and want to continue to make that money. They want to keep us divided. They want to keep making money. They want to keep us at war. They want to keep us fighting, so we don't realize that when we all come together and the love and the energy, the positive energy, when it synchronizes, it's more powerful than any human on earth. Because it's spiritual. It's a spiritual awakening. And the more I think about it, the more I see things that are happening, the more I continue to be my happy self and spread that positive energy. I honestly think that this is my purpose, to spread positivity and insight as much as I can. Because like I tell you, I never write down the shows. I never have bullet points. I don't pre-think the show. I stand up and I go, I got to go downstairs and start talking. And most of the time, I don't even have a title for the show. I sit down, I turn it on, and then I get quiet for a second, and it comes to me, and I start talking. And I don't even know what I say most of the time in these shows, because I feel that I'm a catalyst for words and thoughts that need to be spoken and need to be heard. So that's why this show is called What If? What if I'm right? What if I'm right that the collective energy that we all have is more powerful than anything on earth? We can create anything we want. I've said it in other podcasts, you can, with emotions, that's a human experience. You can create the emotions that you want, and you react and respond the way you want to, because we were given the freedom of choice. Not by governments, not by your parents, but by God, by the superior being, by the infinite intelligence that gave us that power. Now, I honestly believe that we are all here by choice. We had a choice to come here. And I think some people have come back because they haven't accomplished what they set out to accomplish. And ever since I was a little kid, I always said that I was sent here to learn how to love. People are here to learn what love is. And I honestly know that I have been here before. You might be like, oh, here he goes. He's going off. No, but I think I've been here before because I have certain talents that are just natural. But I know that this time I'm getting it right. So deep in my soul, in my gut, when I start to really dig down inside, I know this is my final time here, because I'm accomplishing what I set out to accomplish and becoming the person that I want to become. Sure, I still have a lot of things that I have to change, but I have time to change those, because I'm not going to be coming back, because I don't think there's going to be much to come back to if we keep going down this road. But every positive bit of energy that anyone can put out into the ether, into the universe, will help. So I'm doing my part. And you should do yours too. Stop being angry. Stop being pissed off. Stop looking for the negative and looking for the bad in people, in situations, and always pointing out what's wrong. That's unimportant. It is totally unimportant. The most important thing that you should be focusing on is the love in your heart and the compassion for other people and the realization that we are not different from anyone else. We are all the same. We're all in this meat suit, riding this wave of life, trying to figure out what we're here to figure out. Trying to remember, try to understand what our purpose is. And this is I think this is an incredible time for humanity. I think it's a huge fork in the road for humanity. The decisions that we are making now as individuals and a collective are changing our future. If you don't believe it, look outside. Talk to people. Talk to people who are so afraid of what's going on, or so negative, or so biased, or so introverted, or so whatever you want to call it. They're afraid because they're afraid to stand up to everything else, to the constant badgering. But when you live from your heart and you believe in what you say and what you do and who you are as a person, and you start to understand who you are, and you start to get it. It's the only way I can explain it. You start to get it. The big picture. Big picture isn't this physical existence. There's so much more. And when you start realizing that this is just a blip on our existence, and it's an experience that we chose to have. We chose to be here. There's stories all the time that I tell you, and I read about this. One of them that sticks in my mind is this little girl is walking with her mom, and she's like 3 or 4 years old, and she looks up and she says, "This is so cool. Now I'm the child and you're the mommy. The last time we were walking here, I was the mommy and you were the child." And the mother realized that she walked down that same very path with her mother. So, in essence, the grandmother was reincarnated as the little girl. You know, we all have guardian angels, so to speak. We have people that are watching over us, protecting us, trying to help us to make the right decisions. They know all the answers, but they can't give them to us because the whole idea of coming here is to learn the answers and to experience them. Right? If someone just tells you something, it doesn't really stick. But when you go through it and you experience it, you never forget it. So that's what I think this life is for us to experience the emotions, the pain, the sorrow, the joy, the elation, the negativity, the positivity, the good, the evil, all that stuff. And to make our own evaluations and to constantly try to live with love, to live through love, and to just experience life through that lens. Because getting mad, getting angry, getting pissed off, getting upset, and getting all this stuff, those are all human emotions. And you have control over them. So choose to be happy and ask yourself, what if I decided to be happy? What if I decided to really believe in myself and realize that I have the power inside of me to change the world, to change my world? You do. That habit that you've been trying to break, I got a couple. I think I might be getting a handle on them. And then you don't, but it's just human, and you make excuses, and that's what we do. But when you start to understand who you are and why you're here and live from the heart, your life's going to change, and you're going to see the world in a whole different perspective. You're going to see it through a positive perspective. And that's it. That's all I got. See, I tell you, I do these shows, I run out of words, and that's it. I'm out of words. So that's the show. That's the words for today. I hope I didn't bring anybody down or freak anybody out, but it gives you something to think about. What if? Right? So, all right. Don't forget about my book, The Positive Perspective. Grab it while you can. All right? Because you never know. Read it while you can, because tomorrow's not promised, so I can't overnight it to you, but you can get it pretty quick, a few days. Text me, 304-506-3332. Let me know what you thought of this one. And tell me something new. I can't think of anything for you to tell me, so that's all I got, man. My name is Nat. Don't forget about the merchandise on the website, too. That helps this show keep going. Bills are coming due. My name is Nat. This has been the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. I think we can all do a little bit better. I'll talk to you later.